Hi everybody, this is Stellan. Today I would like to show you my Superman collection, so I will be mostly showing the figures of Superman, Supergirl, Superboy, and other Superman family characters, if I can put them that way. The bad guys will have to be covered, that I have, the enemies of Superman will have to be covered in another video. So, let's get this show on the road then. What we're looking at right now is the figure from DC Collectibles of Superman after his ultimate and final fight with Doomsday, where both of them get killed. And in front of it we see some of the custom-made Superman figurines in a Lego style. So we have the Communist Red Sun Superman, then we have the Kingdom Come, we have Jor-El, the father of Superman. Then we have Superman from the Earth 2, when he died and became a zombie. Then we have Electric Red Superman, the first appearance Superman, Superboy, or the clone of Superman from the Doomsday story. And we also have Eradicator, who is not really Superman, but he embodies all the Kryptonian knowledge. And he just resembles Superman up to a point. But the only exception is that this fellow has the visor on over his eyes. And then when we move over here to the left, we're going to see Krypto, the Superdog. And next to him, the final little figurine of the Electric Blue Superman, because him and the Electric Red Superman go hand in hand. They represent the two personalities of Superman, the two opposites, that were separated into two separate entities. Then we have some of the Kenner figures from the 90s, from the Man of Steel line. So we have a couple of different characters I got here, mostly different variations of Superman. There is a Superboy with a surfing board. And then next to him in chrome would be Steel, or John Henry Irons, as his real name is. And then at the back here we have Superman when he returned from the dead in the Doomsday story, with the long hair and a black recuperation suit. And then we have over there at the back in the black leather jacket Superboy, again based on the Doomsday, post-Doomsday story, meaning the reign of Superman. Then we have the Street Guardian Superman, and then we have the exclusive Eradicator figure that came in the line. Then over here we have different kinds of Powergirl and Supergirl, and any other ladies who wore Superman style or Supergirl style costume, but they were not necessarily Supergirl. For example, here, this would be a niece, I believe, or a daughter of John Henry Irons, and her name is Natasha Irons. She has a suit similar to her uncle's, and it's covered in metal, and she also carries a large hammer. And then we have Mattel's Supergirl and Powergirl. At the back here we have Powergirl and the Supergirl-like lady who is from the New Krypton comic book story, so she's not really Supergirl per se. And then we have Ed McGuinness, Superwoman. Then at the back here we have the first appearance Supergirl with the Powergirl from the Crisis on Infinite Earths storyline. Then we have Superman injected with the Doomsday virus. One of the Superman robots in the shiny, almost chrome color. Then at the back here, we have DC Direct Red Sun Superman, or the Communist Superman. This is the younger version. There is another version from DC Direct that shows him in his slightly older age. And then we have the first appearance Superman here, the way he looked in the early comics in 1938. And then one of the Superman robots more Powergirl, and another version of the first appearance Superman with a different head sculpt and a cloth cape. Then we have Ed McGuinness inspired figures at the back here. We have Superman Red and Superman Blue, Mattel's versions of the same at the back. Then more Ed McGuinness Superman style, Ed McGuinness style Superman, and Kingdom Come Ed McGuinness Superman. Then at the back we have Mattel's classic Superman and the Eradicator. And then moving to the right, we have a very early version of Mattel's Superman that came in a sub as a part of a Batman line. Then we have one of the other DC collectible Supermans who was smaller in scale, and this one came from the DC Icons. Unfortunately not a very successful line. Next to him we have New 52 Superman in a modified costume of the classic one. At the back we have Christopher Reeve Superman that was done by NECA. And then we have some artist-based Superman over here, and I honestly forget who the artist is that the Superman is based on. Then we have from an alternate universe a Superman that was based on Barack Obama president, and he has somewhat a slightly different origin story than the present Superman, than the Superman of our Earth. And then over there at the back still we have Superboy from the New 52, and next to him in a leather jacket, Reign of Superman Superboy, and Superboy Prime when he turns evil, and this is the Superboy from the from the Earth 2, where he went insane and decided he will destroy others that he thinks are responsible for the destruction of his Earth. Then this is just yet another alternate Earth Superman with a modified head. Jim Lee Superman from the Hush DC Direct line, where he was possessed by Poison Ivy. Then from the Lantern Wars, Superman that I believe this would be the Superboy Prime when he reached adulthood, and I think he became also sort of a living dead, but I'm not 100% sure because I did not read that particular story. Then one of the, for me, the best Superman out there is the Alex Ross, based on Alex Ross art Superman, who looks very lifelike. And then next to him, the Justice League Superman from DC Direct. Then the Kingdom Come Superman, again based on the Alex Ross art and the storyline called The Kingdom Come, a very known story. And then we have Clark Kent over here at the forefront. This particular Clark Kent is from a line called Secret Files, I believe, where each character would be kind of, you're getting two figures in one, meaning you can sort of see their alter ego as well along with the main one. So Clark Kent, yes, but his shirt with the tie can be removed to reveal the Superman costume underneath, and the glasses are removable. He did not come with any accessories. Then my very first Superman figure right here. Sorry, I'm gonna just point them out there. This one right here. For those of you who are not familiar which Superman figure is this one comes from the 1980s. A pretty old Superman, the oldest Superman I got among these, and he is he was made by a toy company called Kenner that doesn't exist anymore, and he had an action feature. When you press the legs, the fists would move rapidly and he would do punches. So that was my very first Superman ever. figure that I got when I was a kid, and I managed to preserve him for all these years. And there he is, taking his honorary place among all these other versions. And personally, my all-time favorite of all. For sentimental reasons, as you can tell. Now at the back here, you would probably wonder, why is this really Superman? Because he has a head like an insect. Actually, that's a ant head. This is based on one of those stranger Superman stories from around 1960s, I believe, where he, for some reason, I didn't read the story, but I saw certain parts of it, that he mutated or assumed the appearance of a king ant of a sort, because there was a large invasion by the alien ants on Earth. Now, this particular figure did not just come with this particular head, meaning the one with the with an ant head with the antennae. He also came with the classic Superman head, and also with two extra heads, one of them being a large brain Superman, meaning that he kind of looks like the leader from the Marvel Universe. And the final head was a lion's head with the mane and all. And that lion's head comes also with interchangeable hands, so that they look like lion's paws. So each of these strange looking heads that came with him correspond to a particular story from Superman Adventures from back in the 60s or late 50s, I believe. Now the one at the back here, right next to him, would be the classic Superman, or the best representation of a classic Superman in a 6-inch scale as far as I'm concerned, and he has the most articulation I've seen so far. This particular Superman dates back to about 2002-2003, made by DC Direct, and he was part of the first wave based on the Superman Doomsday story, where they have the final fight. And he came with the plastic blue stand to stand on, and he has a great deal of articulation, so you can pose him any which way. And that was actually a new thing for DC Direct, because prior to that, none of their figures really had that much of an amount of articulation. Now, of course, he's not super articulated like, let's say, Marvel Legends, the old ones or the new ones, but he still has a pretty decent amount of things you can do to him in regards to posing him in some different ways. So I would say he's the second best in my collection after the Kenner Superpowers one that I mentioned earlier. So he's really a good likeness of Superman, the way you would imagine him, he would look in his most classic appearance. So let's move forward. Over here, there is a few more this particular one is a Superman that was packed, I believe, with the Doomsday figure. So he looks like his costume is a bit torn up and battle damaged. And then we have Superboy from the old Hasbro Justice League line, where a couple of Justice League members and some of the Teen Titans, the way the rosters looked like back in the 90s, were released in the action figure form. And that happened roughly at the time when Hasbro took over from Kenner, and Kenner was absorbed by Hasbro at that time. So they released these particular figures. Now, over here is the again Kenner version of the Superman when he returned from the dead after the fight with Doomsday when he was resurrected. He sports a long hair, a couple of more versions of Superman, and there is a steel at the back there holding a large hammer. And this particular Superman over here, sorry, I'm trying to maintain my camera and point out at the same time. This one right here is from Hunter Prey storyline, where Superman and Doomsday clash once more. And then we have the Hasbro 90s version of Superman Red and Superman Blue. Now going at the back here, I just noticed one of the Superman took a dive. Let's just slowly try to get him up on his feet again. Where was I? Yes. I was about to cover the rest of these, so let's continue. Sorry about that. So here we go. This Superman here that's all hunched up is the Superman from the Earth 2, and practically he died in the Infinite Crisis storyline, and he was resurrected in the storyline about the war of the different lantern corps, and he became a Black Lantern to be used against the Justice League and the people of Earth, I believe. Now this one right here was released around the same time as the one earlier that I showed, but with a different head sculpt. So here, this is a classic Superman with an angry looking face, but it's the same as the one I mentioned earlier. Again, he has a great deal of articulation, except he's more of a variant because the head was different. And interestingly enough, people were not happy with this version because of that facial expression, because they thought Superman just looks too angry. So the fans were demanding if it's possible to reissue the figure, and I'm talking about this gentleman right here. If it's possible to reissue him, and then eventually DC Direct did reissue him and changed the facial expression and made it look more the way Superman should look, not with such an angry face. So moving along, at the back here we have the Dark Knight story, a story-based Superman who is quite chunky and large in appearance. Sorry, my camera keeps moving. I'm just trying to... This one right here. He looks buffed up and he's almost as big as Hulk, the way he is. Let's just zoom in right there. So yes, he has not a tremendous articulation about him, but he looks massive in size compared to the classic 6-inch figure. And the thing about him is he was based on the story where Batman decides to return and fight crime when he reached pretty much an old age. And Superman was there to stop Batman, who was proclaimed an outlaw. And they had a fight, and then Batman eventually won. There is actually a DVD animated movie on which that was based on the actual comic book. So yeah, this is a very different take on Superman. It seems like he didn't age compared to Bruce, who did in that storyline. So he pretty much remained looking the same. And moving along, this particular Superman over here. Now that one came in a boxed set from DC Direct, where they were just mostly repaints of the Justice League members with different head sculpts and such. So he came together with the Green Lantern, John Stewart, I believe, and with Batman, Wonder Woman, and long hair and beard Aquaman, the way Aquaman looked in the 90s. And at the back of him there, that would be again Alex Ross-based Superman. And this particular Superman is from the Earth 2. He's leading a Justice Society of America there. So he is more middle-aged because you can see gray hairs on the side. And he is also happens to be the same type of Superman that you would see in the Kingdom Come storyline as well. So there were two different Kingdom Come Superman figures released back in the day. So moving along over here, we have Earth 2 Superman, again the middle-aged version. And this is the way he looked before he died. So he had pretty much the same type of classic costume with somewhat more vibrant colors, rather lighter blue. And the Superman sign is slightly different, as you can tell. There is a bit of a difference the way it's drawn. And again, this one was released by DC Direct. And unfortunately, I forgot to mention that the DC Direct company doesn't seem to exist anymore. They seem to have went completely out of business, or they were actually closed down just recently, a month ago. Maybe, just maybe, they might reopen one day, who knows. Over here we have the alternate version of Superman from a parallel universe where he leads the evil versions of the Justice League, and this particular Superman is called the Ultraman, hence the letter U on his chest. And his costume looks very different as well. So he is a leader of the evil Justice League that's actually called the Crime Syndicate. And they date back, far back, I believe their first appearance would have been in the 50s or 60s comics. But they had numerous appearances since, even in a Lego game as well. So, right at the back of him here, that would be the new 52 version of the Ultraman. Looks more interesting in appearance, and the costume is a bit better. And he has a lot of articulation in him. And again, DC Direct released this one. And then over here, scooching over here, we have the Red Sun Superman. As I already showed you earlier, there was a younger version of him. And this one is Superman in his prime, meaning, or actually, sorry, past his prime. So he's around maybe close to 50 years old, or how many years would that be in Kryptonian age? And in this version, he's already a president Superman. He's still a Red Sun Superman, but just president, and he's trying to overtake the world in the name of communism. And the only enemy standing before him at this point is the United States under the leadership of Lex Luthor. And then we have an excellent figure behind Clark Kent here of Steel that's made again by the DC Direct, dating back to 2003. Based on the Reign of Superman storyline. And then we have again 2003 DC Direct Superman from the Reign of Superman, when Superman returns from the dead. So that would be pretty much all of them. I'm just going to give you a bit of a zoomed in look now. That's pretty much my Superman collection, at least for the regular sized figures. I have some larger, much larger figures of Superman, but I honestly don't have enough space on this table to fit absolutely every single one of these, because there's just way too many. So I'll try and see if I can just make a separate video to show a few of those larger ones that I have. And that would be pretty much all of them at this point in time. I decided to group Superman and his closest, I would call them family, together with him. So Superboy, obviously the younger version of Superman, Supergirl, Powergirl, and so forth, and some of his allies like Eradicator and the Steel, and some of the alternate versions of Superman as well, of course. I'm by no means complete when it comes to Superman specific alternate versions of him. There is still a couple of them out there, but I'm not too keen on trying to find every single one of them, because it's not easy as it used to be to find some of them anymore. And the prices have also changed quite a bit. But that's pretty much all of them. Sorry, my hands are sometimes moving the camera a bit too much. I'm trying my best to keep it steady. And that's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was a little bit shaky. So if you like it, please give me a like, and if you like to see any more of it, just subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day, guys. Bye.